The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider.
Hello everybody and welcome to the RAIDER Ramble Show, hosted by me, RAIDER. Some of you guys may know me. Name probably sounds familiar. This is on my YouTube channel, RAIDER. So most of you guys listening to the pod here may know me already, which is good. If you don't know me, hello, my name is RAIDER. I've been a diehard Raider fan since birth, and I kind of inspired myself to make my own podcast, because this is something I want to do when I get older. I've always told myself, maybe I want to become I want to be part of an NFL team somehow, or be an NFL sportscaster. So that's why I'm here today. But anyways, let me give some plugs out. I have a Instagram and a Twitter, as well as a YouTube channel. So on Instagram, go ahead and go follow me at M_Raider9, and at Twitter, all capitals MRaider4 for you guys that are new. Whoever's new, whoever's returning, hello, I appreciate you guys watching this new Ramble Show. Once again, this show is named the RAIDER Ramble Show. I am honored to be here. My name is Marcos Marquez, otherwise known as RAIDER. Today is my first episode, so we're going to have some kinks to work out. As you guys heard, we already had a kink at the beginning. So if there's some kinks we have to work out, I apologize. We're gonna start moving faster and faster and faster as time goes on. Ideally, we're gonna want to have these shows every Saturday. Today we're doing it on a Monday because today's an exception because we're just barely starting the podcast. So yeah. Eventually, I'll be taking phone calls from Raider Nation when I feel comfortable doing that. When I start getting to the rhythm of things. Today we have a guest, and today I also have to give a shout out. So let's get to that. Before I get to that though, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. You know, Raider off season is in full swing. I'm very happy to say that, right? So we have tons of stuff to talk about here. We're going to be talking about, is Tom Brady going to the Raiders on a 2-year, $60 million contract? Is he going to ask for Brandon Cooks? Brandon Cooks coming to the Raiders? How bad did Jacobs get robbed? You know, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. You know, new D-line coach. So we're going to be kind of backtracking for you guys that haven't watched the podcast before. But yes. So, without further ado, let's do some shout-outs. Alright, so my first shout-out today is to somebody who has been supporting what I've been doing on my platform for like the longest time, and I had already approached him about making me some cover art for my podcast, and his name is Logo Little. Go follow him on Instagram. He makes pretty legit logos. For you guys that have followed my platform for a while, he made me a few good logos, but then I replaced them. Anyways, so he made me the cover art for the podcast. So it looked pretty cool. It says the RAIDER Ramble Show, and then it has the Raider Vegas logo and Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, and Max Crosby. But I was gonna try to get him on the pod today, but he said he would be busy with personal issues. So he wrote me a little note to tell to my listeners here. So from Logo Little himself, he says, please follow and share my page at Logo Little on Instagram. I would also like to thank MRaider9 for giving me a chance to be his podcast logo cover art. So, yes, thank you, Logo Little. If you're listening, thank you. I appreciate your support in this new beginning of mine. So, yeah, like I said, I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. So, there you go. There's your shout-out. Now, today, folks, we have my first guest, and that's a good friend of mine. He goes by Ferallsacks on Instagram. It's a Cleveland Ferrell fan page, and he posts mixes, highlights of Cleveland Ferrell. He posts stats, everything that a fan page requires or inquires. So I'm gonna have him on the show today, and we're gonna be getting to that right now. I just want to forewarn you guys that he's kind of busy, and he has to walk home from what he was doing before the show started here. So we might have some background noise. I'm just letting you guys know that. So let's welcome in my good friend Ferallsacks to the pod. Okay, everybody. All right, everybody. So let's welcome in my good friend Ferallsacks to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm sorry if you guys can't hear this very well. You want to introduce yourself here? No?
No, not really sure.
Okay. All right. Well, so we got a lot to talk about here today for you guys. First of all, we're probably gonna want to talk about something that everybody wants to hear, and that's Tom Brady coming to the Raiders. You think that'll happen?
What was that? What's that?
Will Tom Brady come to the Raiders?
My opinion, he'll become pretty good at mentoring Carr.
Huh.
If that makes sense. He could be a mentor to Carr, but I see some headlines $60 million for 2 years. No, it's just too much.
Yeah, that's too much. So if you guys couldn't hear that, he was saying that Brady can be a mentor to Carr, which I definitely believe. But 2 years for $60 million is just, I mean, that's god awful. Strangely enough, however, Stephen Michaels of the Raiders Daily literally just put something out on Twitter saying, "Don't do it, Tom." So I don't know what kind of skepticism he was trying to make there. But yeah. So we both don't agree on the topic of Brady coming to the Raiders, because it's kind of absurd if you really think about it, honestly. So now let's talk about some of this AB drama. AB drama really isn't. I mean, AB's just, he's a nut. I mean, simply put, he wants to sue Logan Paul. He wants to sue Destroying. What are your thoughts on all this? Will he come back to the Raiders like he says he wants to? No? Yeah? You think he'll come back to the Raiders? You think he'll come back to the Raiders? Oh. Okay. Technical difficulties, guys. Like I said, we gotta work out kinks here. I don't know what's going on out here. So, in all, do you think that AB is coming back to the Raiders?
Realistically, no, but...
Realistically, no? Yeah, I sure hope not. The Raiders don't need that negativity in there.
If he changes his whole personality, sure, I wouldn't mind having him, but if he stays the exact same, no, get him off.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah, if he changes his personality, I guess, but he kind of backstabbed the Raiders in a sense. I don't know. I don't agree. We don't need him. For what?
He'd be good addition to the offense, but
yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about some recent news that actually happened. And that was there was a rumor this morning that just literally came out this morning, the timing of this. Multiple teams have spoken to the Detroit Lions about a trade for a cornerback, Darius Slay. Would that be a good move for the Raiders or what? Personally, I think it would. Mullen and Slay together, along with Abram? Sheesh. What do you think? What happened? Slay's definitely Slay's definitely a what?
A solid corner.
Oh yeah, solid
he's
corner.
A little bit undersized.
He is a little bit undersized, isn't he? Yeah.
I haven't really seen a bunch of film on him or
Yeah. He's kind of under the radar, really, if you think about it.
I know he's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. 3-time All-Pro, 2 Pro Bowls. He had a great season last year. Everybody says he's on the decline. I don't understand the merit behind that. It makes no sense to me. Okay. So now let's talk about this very controversial change of the guard at the D-line coach. I hated that move. They shouldn't have fired somebody like Reston Buckner. He's a player's coach, player's friend. He helped out our team, transformed us from 13 sacks to 32 sacks last year. I mean, it was a great time. Got Max Crosby going with 10 sacks. He was a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. I mean, it's anything that you could get out of Max Crosby that you kind of would want to out of his defensive line scheme. Now, what do you think about this new guy, Rod Marinelli?
Well, obviously, currently I'm not focusing on anything on the NFL, but I think if he could get the job done, if he could improve our defensive line in all categories like sacks, fumbles, all that, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind either.
I just know who he is. First, I do not know him.
Well, Rod Marinelli was the coach of the Cowboys defensively, anyways, for about 17 years. He was basically all over their defensive coaching staff. The Cowboys ranked, I think, 19th in sacks last year. So that's pretty good. But yeah, like you said, improvement is key. It's definitely gonna be from an improvement standpoint. Guess we'll have to see who that goes. Who the heck is this offensive quality control coach for the quarterback they hired in Austin King? It sounds like he came from the Cowboys, but I don't know. Do you think he improves Derek Carr's stats any if we keep Carr?
What was that?
So the Raiders hired this new guy named Austin King to be quarterback quality control coach. Do you think that if Derek Carr stays, he improves Derek Carr's stats?
Personally, I do not think that there's anything wrong with Carr.
No, there's nothing wrong with Carr.
He has not had a legitimate receiver in 2 years. I'm not saying that Terrell Williams isn't a legitimate receiver. He's not a number one receiver.
Yeah, he's just not. I mean, he played with.
He's
Go ahead.
a good number 2, but not. I wouldn't have him as number 1.
Yeah, like you said.
Hopefully, we could get a good option in free agency or the draft. That'd be good.
In other words, guys, draft CeeDee Lamb or pick up Robbie Anderson. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, but you're right. Carr hasn't had a legitimate number 1 receiver. He's being held back. It's pretty obvious. It's just sad that everybody thinks we should get rid of Carr. Now, in your words, who do you think could be that number 1 receiver for the Raiders?
Like what you mean?
Like who?
From the draft, anyone?
Anybody, free agency, draft, you name it.
I like Jerry Jeudy a lot. CeeDee Lamb too. I just can't choose between which one I'd rather have.
I don't know that Jerry Jeudy will be there at 12. Although, I mean, this quarterback class is stacked, so I don't know.
And Jerry Judy's a good route runner.
Yeah.
Probably the best in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And he's speedy too.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how this offseason goes. It's gonna be a movie. I think we're both here excited for Vegas. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm really excited. We'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. All right, Ferallsacks, thank you for being on the show today. I appreciate your time. All right, Raider Nation, this is me, M. Raider, signing off from the M. Raider Ramble Show. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. I know there was some kinks. I had a little speakerphone here next to me, but it stopped working for whatever reason. I don't know. Next episode will be next Saturday. Hopefully it goes a ton better, because this was a learning experience. I'll try to get somebody else on. Maybe I'll get 2 people on. If you guys, I know none of you guys really know, but If you guys don't follow my Instagram, I revealed that I'm actually in contact right now with Kevin Jones, CEO of Blue Wire Podcast Company, to possibly get my podcast on Blue Wire for, better content, exclusive stuff. So he said they're looking at me. They're gonna take a look at me and see what I have. So we'll have to go from there. But anyways, Raider Nation, thank you guys for watching the M-Raider Ramble Show, and I'll see you guys on this podcast next Saturday. As always, go Raiders. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.